Hi everyone, this is Tommy Walker from Unleashing Your Mindset for Success. And today I was talking with somebody and he was asking me if I could get a video about the Impostor Syndrome. I did writing the other day, a post, and a lot of people liked it, and I thought it would be okay if, to put a video out there to help people that are dealing with this. I've been working with a lot of people with imposter syndrome, people that are trying to commit themselves in their life with different things, people trying to get their business going, or they have their business going and they cannot make it grow, and they don't know what's going on. What we need to do is, first of all, we need to understand that we all have the imposter syndrome. It might not show up all the time, it might show up in different ways, we might even not realize we have it. But each time we are faced with a challenge and it takes us out of our comfort zone, it's when the imposter syndrome comes out, when it has to do with us showing 100% or 80 or 90% for a situation, not to be so don't get beat up about not showing up 100%. I don't mean expectations, but I mean just showing up. So what's going on is people have to make a decision, they had to do something for their business, and they're not being able to show up as they wanted to, and they don't know what's going on, they get stuck, they feel frustrated, they think they're not good enough, they don't deserve whatever they're trying to achieve, and this is in a subconscious level, and they cannot hit their goals. Or sometimes, I was talking the other days, their goals are too high and they're not hitting them either. But let's talk about now when somebody is maybe starting their business, somebody in their life, they have to make a big decision. And again, voices inside of them, ideas come out and say like, no, you're not good enough. You're not worthy of this. You're not going to be able to do this. And it happens a lot. Since we were kids, a lot of people during our life, maybe our parents trying to protect us, trying to be nice with us, lovable, they told us that, no, don't do that, you might not be able to do it. And it was they themselves being scared that we might get frustrated about trying to do something, and instead of pushing on and tell us, okay, try, and if we get frustrated, they would kind of guide us how to get out of that place of frustration. Unfortunately, normally our parents didn't have those tools, so they kind of tried out not preventing us from getting into those situations so we wouldn't get frustrated. So what happens is we have to deal with a challenge, and we get stuck, we don't know what's going on, we don't show up as we should, and things don't work our way, of course. Lately, I've been working with a lot of people in business that were trying to scale their business, and they weren't able to do it, and they were stuck. They didn't know what was going on. And when we started talking, they were pushing. Some were pushing or too hard, or others weren't showing up enough to be able to get to that goal they were thinking of. So the imposter syndrome is hitting everyone. You might be taking decisions on your life and your business, and it hits. I've been invited to several conferences around the world about stress management, and each time I'm going to stand up and offer the lecture, I get a little bit nervous. I get the imposter syndrome, like, what are you doing here? Who do you think you are? What are you sharing? And I've been talking to a lot of people that have the same thing. Not everyone has the maturity, emotional maturity, to be able to deal with it and say, yeah, you know what, I have it. Most of the people want to hide it out. You can see now the marketing era and out there that many years ago it was the internet that everybody wanted to start at .com and make a lot of money. Now is it a marketing coaching or coaching of any kind, and people want to make a lot of money. And why is it that you want to make a lot of money? What are you trying to cover up? But then again, what are you trying to achieve? Not cover up, achieve. And many, it has to do with recognition, self-recognition. And of course, first it comes from the outside in, because that's what we were taught, and it's wrong, unfortunately. And when you talk to them, they're not showing up, or they're limiting themselves in their decisions, in their things they're doing, because they're afraid. They're afraid because of the imposter syndrome. Lately, I was reading an article about this and the imposter syndrome. You can find it in my profile, where I wrote this post about it. And in this post, they were saying that you first have to understand that maybe you're learning, that it is okay to feel like that because you don't know everything. And then another thing was kind of change focus. If you're feeling imposter syndrome, just look away and just focus on the good things that you have. And a lot of what I was reading in the article was good. I'm going to just say it like this, good, but that was old school. We need to acknowledge what's going on inside. If I want to start doing something, if I want to start a business, scale my business, I want to start a relationship, or if I'm in a relationship, take it to the next step, I'm going to get this. Like, am I good enough for this person? Am I good enough for this job? Am I good enough for this business that I'm running? The clients that I'm getting? We're all going to get it. And it's okay. It's okay to have it, because we all have it because of unresolved issues from our past, as I was saying before. So if you identify and acknowledge it, it's going to be easier to work with it, to learn from the experience. Okay, what does the imposter syndrome bringing to me that I have to learn? If I keep pushing it away, looking the other way, changing my focus about the imposter syndrome, I'm not going to learn. It's going to keep hitting harder and harder each time. So each time I face a big challenge, I get out of my comfort zone. I might even not show up as I should and achieve or get closer to my goals because I'm afraid of failing, of doing something wrong. So again, it's not about pushing it away and just changing focus, trying to be positive. I have people that are meditating, doing breathing exercising, doing affirmations, and they still get stuck and they still get the imposter syndrome. And when we start working together, they find out that that's a good thing to do. Of course, I meditate myself every day for the past 10 years. I change my diet. I change many things to be able to show up better. I don't show up 100% every day because we are humans and it's difficult to keep it up, but it's good that you do different things to show up at the maximum capacity that you are able at that moment, at that day, at that hour, that minute, whatever. But you need to make changes, and one of the big changes we have to do is start accepting our negative feelings. If we keep pushing them away, and I keep seeing a lot of people trying to do this, a lot of literature, a lot of articles, a lot of just now look the other way. Don't be a crybaby, don't be whatever they're saying out there, and even other words, stronger words. That's not good enough, because what we're doing is just disconnecting from what's going up inside, and what we actually need to do is find out what do we have to learn. When we were kids, we learned a lot from our environment. I keep saying this over and over again. I hope you guys get it. From our environment, mostly of our parents. So if we learned we weren't good enough because different situations that happened, by looking another way, that won't change. That won't change. We need to identify, acknowledge, and work towards changing those false beliefs, those limiting beliefs. So next time the imposter syndrome comes up, we just look at it and be like, okay, what do I have to learn from it? Okay, I'm not feeling worthy of standing here in front of 100, 200, 1,000 people offering this, doing my job, getting into this relationship. Maybe I'm not good enough for this person. Okay, and face it and be like, okay, what do I have to learn? Normally we have to learn that why aren't we good enough or valid for this job or this person or this change in our life that we're seeking. But each time we get out of our comfort zone, our unresolved issues are going to come out, and most of the time they're going to limit us, and we won't be able to show up at the highest percentage we would be able to. The other day I was working with somebody that he wasn't able to show up for his work 100%. Lately I've been working with the same patterns comes up, and after working with him, seeing his unresolved issues from the past, in 2 days he just bumped his business to the next level, and he had some goals. He went over the goals. He was planning on making 11K per month. He was done at 5. He couldn't get to the next level, and we started working together, working on his unresolved issues, on what was going on that was limiting him, and he had a little bit of this, of the imposter syndrome, and he was able to bump it up and make the money he wanted to, and he went over that. So again, each time we have to face something and we get those negative feelings, those negative talks inside of our head, face them and see what do we have to learn from that. Don't face the away, don't run away, because they're going to keep coming back and they're going to keep limiting you, and you won't be able to show up as you would like in life, in your business, or whatever you are trying to achieve. I hope this helped. The imposter syndrome is something that we all have. Again, I have it, and everybody has it in different levels, of course, but it's something that comes up, and it's okay to acknowledge it and accept it to be able to change it. Okay, so wish you luck with this. I hope it works for you. This video helps. If you want to leave some comments, go ahead. Thank you very much. Take care.